With a can-do attitude and the right tools, anything is possible. You just have to dream big and start building your dreams. Every dream starts with a little inspiration, an epiphany, a vision, but more importantly, the motivation to take action. Everyone's dreams are different. Mine, yours, everyone's. A lot will say they don't want to die with dreams, they want to die with memories. You only achieve what you commit to. It's not going to happen overnight, but over time, the same hard work, the dream begins to build. Join us on this ride as I share my dream and my journey with you. But more than anything, I want you to get inspired to get out there and start building your dreams. We started this journey alone, but along the way we forged relationships with many of the best in the industry, and I want to thank them for their support and generosity. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. John here. It's time to start building our dreams, and that's exactly what we've been doing with Project Rampage over the last 2 years. I get a lot of questions when I'm at shows of, what is this? A lot of people seem to think it is a solar panel. It is not. It is a Starlink. This is the full size. This is our Gen 3 dish. Up on top of the tent, we do have 300 watts of solar from Renogy flexible panels. But one thing that I've been wanting to do to the Starlink is I've got a little bit of a technical issue. Not necessarily anyone's fault, but these back two, they like to work themselves loose. So I have to push down and pump up. And then every so often, they do come loose. I have to go around, you know, almost every single day, depending on the weather changes, we're pumping back up. So we're going to be replacing these 4-inch pads with some 6-inch pads from SATGEAR. In full disclosure, the SATGEAR pads are not cheap. They're $69 for each one of their little suction cups. The set that's on here, I think, was about $120 for the suction cups for the Starlink mount from the company. SATGEAR is phenomenal. Like 2 days after I got this, we had hail. And I was so glad I had it because the protective cover, hat, branches, and everything else. These dishes aren't indestructible, so having it inside of a case gives you peace of mind down the road. So one thing I did when I mounted my Starlink is I actually used a cam strap here just as an extra precaution. Now to release these, it's super easy. I'm gonna have to pull the cord. Cord pulls straight out. Pull our buckle out. And that was a addition that I made to the Jeep. Now underneath here, I do know that I've got some rubber scarring from where those pads were. But once we get it loose, it's gonna be hot out here. Pull that loose. That one's loose, and that one of course is loose. And then take a look at this, because we've had it on the Jeep for about a year now. But here you can see with my finger, there's really no major residue there, but we're going to take and clean this off with some Dawn and some water, just so we've got a good clean surface. That is just moisture and dirt that's gotten in there, and we're going to try to clean that up real quick. So over here we've got the original Starlink case. These are the pumps that I optioned for with it. And then all you're going to do, turn these counterclockwise, and they just screw on. So the new SATGEARs I ordered, these are 6-inch, these are 4.5, so they're just a little bit thicker. The material, I think, may be a little bit softer. So we will put these on, spin them down. And one of the things I had to do last time was kind of play around with these to see where exactly they fit. Now the other set here has this little insert you can twist. The SATGEAR insert, you really can't twist it. So I'm just going to take and run these down. Now, the big thing on the SATGEAR is they want you to moisten everything. Alright, so turn that to where we can see the outside. And we're going to repeat on the other ones. Now, SeaSucker does have a lifetime warranty against quality and workmanship. And while we're in here, we will clean this up real quick. Just give it a good little wipe down with some soapy water. Make sure you don't ever spray the backside of your port. Now we're going to spin that one out a little. Put this one on, same thing. These are pretty universal as far as the attachment goes. Give it a little spin till it stops. Okay. There we go. Got that where we want it. These don't have to be super tight. They just got to be snug. As you can hear, this one's got a lot of dirt and debris in there with it. Wipe that down a little. There we go. Alright, now everything's tight. What we are going to do now is we are going to take, it says moisten, so we're just using some of that soapy water. Try not to get it inside your Starlink. Wipe those down. If you need to wipe any contaminants off, you can. That's just going to give it a little bit better of attachment. Wipe everything down, and we're ready to put it back on the hood. So here I'm just going to use some water. One thing you want to make sure is you don't ever want to get this cable wet, so we're going to get that up out of the way. Spray down our space underneath our Starlink. We'll wipe it down. As you can see, having to do a little bit of buffing because there is, you know, some dirt and stuff that has gotten around the pads. But, you know, if you're really worried about it, you could always take and, you know, get a hood decal if you're worried about, you know, any circles on your hood. This part of the Jeep doesn't get cleaned very often. Wipe down the rest of our area here. Honestly, unless you're really looking, you're probably not going to see those spaces where the pads were. So I went in with just a little bit of goof off to try to get some of the brown out. Now I got some 3-in-1 detailer I'm going to throw on here. And that's just to clean up the surface a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, but this is going to take and help protect the paint, because this is what we use when we go to shows. So throw a little bit of that on. This is a wipe on, wipe off product. So just try to slick up the surface a little. Not perfect. Camera's probably going to pick up a little bit of brown haze under there, but I think it's going to be okay. Naked eye, you can't really see it from where I'm standing. You might be able to see it if you get up close. So we're going to set this on one of these rubber pads, and we're going to plug our Starlink cable back in. Once you feel that click, now you can work this into place. And so we're just going to take and look at, make sure it's centered left to right. Hop up here a little closer where we can see our rings from before. Looks like we need to come over this way some. And you're just going to push down. Until your sea sucker attaches. Now these cups go a lot flatter too, so. I know you guys aren't able to see what I'm doing over here, but basically just pumping it up. And when you don't see orange anymore, it's attached. So push down. All right, come back with our strap here. We can run our strap back through our quick connect. Again, strap is mostly just a safety element here. I think everything looks a lot tighter than it did before. Fairly centered in there. Those tie downs are made to hold the windshield, and so they're gonna hold this too. So leave this in place for a couple hours, see if the temperature, the heat and everything, if anything comes loose. They shouldn't, but hopefully from now on we won't have to do as much pumping on our suction cups to keep our Starlink mounted, and we'll come back in a few hours and check. Guys, so just coming back out to check on the sea suckers, and everything's looking good. As you can see, all the green pollen, spring is definitely upon us out here. It's getting warmer and everything. Yeah, we got that mounted down. Hi guys, so just trying to knock out a few small projects. I think the new sea suckers are going to do great for our Starlink, and we're getting ready to head up to the Outer Banks this month, later in March. And then there's also a small camping trip. I want to get the kayak out and do some more paddling. I've got a few shoulder issues and other bum things, but hopefully we'll do all right. Nice little paddle and go do some camping, kayaking, and get everything set up and go do a little bit more outdoors this year. And thanks for watching. Thanks to SATGEAR who helped us out with Starlink up front, and we look forward to seeing how the sea sucker mounts do over time. With that being said, thanks for watching. If you would, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring the bells to get the notifications, and keep coming back for more. Once again, I get to share my dream with you, but the true purpose of this channel is help inform, motivate, and inspire you guys to get out there and start building your dreams.